So there is a lot of things that is happening in this world. I don't know if you could feel it. I don't know if you get the tingle vibes. I get the tingle vibes. But the world that you thought you knew, that world is gone. It has deceased. It is a whole new space. Right now, we're in a place of reset. And I love that we're in a place of reset because with a reset, we get to change the narrative. We get to change the narrative. What we were afraid to ask for, now we can command. I'm going to leave that with you. What you've been afraid to ask for, now you can command. And it is important to learn how to use your voice. It is important to learn how to serve, because when you serve, it almost as if it services you. And that is what I love about this platform here. That's what I love about Shop Bob. I love the ability to find businesses, find organizations that agenda is to do good. The agenda is to serve. The agenda is community building. The agenda is to unite for a purpose, not to tear down, not to boast, not to brag, but for us to come together. And that is one thing I think the media really doesn't give us credit for, is that a lot of times we're not asking to rule. We're not asking to dominate. We're asking for fair privilege, fair opportunity. And even in the spaces where we're placed, there has never been a situation where we didn't look out for someone else. Color, creed, race, whatever. There has never been a situation that we didn't look out for someone else. But I don't know why it's always perceived or put it out there. Once we empower, we're going to do what was been done to us. That's a whole nother story. All right. Lorraine, I see you. Yes. I see you. What's up, Lo? But yeah, we've been really moving forward in this space. I just love the opportunity, once again, to bring amazing businesses that just trigger something in you. I think it's important that we just don't find stuff that we can easily consume, but something that triggers something in us to want to do more, to want to pay it forward, to want to grow to our next step. So I am super excited because it has been such an amazing time working with Shop Bob. We're hitting almost 400 businesses registered to Shop Bob. That's incredible. When I think about that, 400 businesses, and about 100 of them came in within the last 6 weeks. That is my confirmation that, we've got something here, that when we come together, when we support one another, we can do great things. And that is what I am asking. A lot of times we don't have the finances to support one another, but what we do have is the ability to like, share, comment, engage, sign up, and refer businesses to others to help grow. And that's what I'm doing with Shop Bob. And I cannot wait to release the platform so you can see what I've been building, what I've been working on, to really help fund nonprofits so that way they can continue to do the mission, as well as increase sales for Black and Latin businesses. So we are going to show you how a clothing brand has really taken a lifestyle and created this brand, that it's not just clothing, it is a way of life. And I am super excited to bring in our next guest from Be the Difference. We've got Joy. We are here, ready to go. I am excited to know more. First off, your energy is just incredible. I can feel your energy as soon as you come into a chat. I know it. I feel it.
Really?
Which is incredible. So if you can, please introduce yourself and your business to our amazing audience.
Hey guys, what's going on? My name is Joy from Be the Difference Clothing.
Yes.
Um, it's all about, for me, it's all about inspiring people through written designs and messages such as this. A long time ago, I realized that we are creatures of absorption. So whatever we see, we usually become. And at the time when I started this business, there were a lot of clothing that had, um, you know, guns on them, AKA rifles. And they also had a lot of women projected in really, really scantily tad type clothing. And when I looked around, I was like, wow, that's exactly what the imagery was and what was becoming reality.
Hmm.
So I said, we are all very impressionable humans. So it's time that we go ahead and change the tide. And I said, if they can do it, so can I. So ever since then, I've been trying to put either awareness topics
Yes.
or just simple words on there that can be digest, but everybody is like, huh, you know what I mean? So that's pretty much what Be the Difference clothing is all about. It's like it's bigger than me. So I never ever want the focus to just be about me, Joy. It's about you and everything else. That's why I kind of enjoyed, not kind of, I did enjoy everybody that was on here beforehand. And before I go forward, I just want to say you are doing amazing. And I'm so glad that there are people like you who are doing things like these because you don't have to do it, number one. And it's a very thankless job. So I just say I appreciate you 100% and keep pushing. I'm glad that you found me. I'm glad our paths were meant to cross. And may there be nothing but abundance and success in whatever else you do for all of the companies that come across your platform. And may we be able to continue to help you get bigger by sharing you to all of the different people that we're connected to. So
Thank you.
I really wanted to say that as well.
You're gonna make me cry, Jack. You're gonna
You saw that little
make me
smile
cry.
at the
That means so much because you get in your head and you're just like is this resonating, is this connecting, but when I have companies like Be the Difference, when I have Say Like New, when I have this
end. Yeah.
this opportunity to be able to do this, it shows me that this was my passion and I'm now moving in the right direction. So I love it. Thank you so much. So you just blew me away where you said that we are creatures of absorption. We could. What was that phrase you said again?
We are creatures of absorption. Like we're like little sponges. Like I feel like and it touches back on what the life coach said that all of us have never really become adults. Um, it's more so that we mature in life and we get it twisted like, oh, by the time you're 18, you need to be out of your parents' house. It's like we kind of are ingrained to believe that we need to separate. And that's furthest from the truth. All of the other communities that are thriving
Mm-hmm.
and doing well, what do? They come over. They don't care if they live in a house with 20 of their family members or even their neighbors.
Mm-hmm.
And they open up what? McDonald's,
Yep.
Dunkin' Donuts.
Yep.
And by the time you turn around, they have at least 20 Dunkin' Donuts on the block. And it's
Mm-hmm.
all owned by the same group. And you know what they're doing with that money? They're making millions of dollars. And they've never been taught differently from going away from like family.
Mm-hmm.
And I really believe that we need to get back to understanding that maybe we should stay together.
Mm-hmm.
It shouldn't be, you shouldn't be frowned upon just because you're a certain age and you're not married and you're still at home.
Mm-hmm.
Like, who cares? People do it and look at where they are. Look at
Yes.
what they're doing.
Yes.
You know what I
There's a
mean?
big thing when it comes to that, especially for businesses. Doing startups and starting up a business, we don't know that within other communities, they have this thing which they call a friends and family round of fundraising, where they have this network in their family where they could say, hey, uncle, hey, cousin, hey, auntie, I got this great idea for a business. And then this uncle, auntie, and cousin are writing $100,000 checks. Jeff
Yep.
Bezos' parents gave him $100,000. Like, he said, I had this idea for Amazon, and they funded that. Like, he had that ability where we don't. Because you're right, at 18, it's like, all right, we graduated from school. All right, well, where you gonna go? You better get a job, find an apartment, you know, do what you got to do. We are not supporting each other once we hit a certain stage. And even within businesses, and I love that high vibrations only, because yes, because it's important that we find a way to support one another. And that's why even with Kevin, where I 100% agree about unity, I 100% agree in coming together as a collective and supporting one another. Because if we pooled our resources, if we pooled our skills and expertise and our finances, we all could be very successful. Very successful. So I want to talk more about this concept of now using graphic tees to now change narratives and tell the difference. So when you first started creating the designs, what were some of the first things that were birthed out of this? What was the first sayings that was really resonating with you to create the line Be the Difference?
So it's so funny, like how it happened. I had been managing a Christian rap artist, and that whole thing fizzled out, right? So I decided to go to the gym every day. Like literally, I was in the gym 7 days a week. And within that time, when I would get home, I would just indulge in Snickers and candy bars, everything that a gym person should not be doing, right? And one day I said, I have to confess. I have to confess. And I wrote a post on Facebook, work hard, snack harder. And one of my relatives said that should be a shirt. And I was like, okay. I had already created the ability or understood the ability on how to open and operate a business, because I had to do it for the artist. Right. I understood how to incorporate and also trademark and do all of those things, right? And copyright. So I said, well, I already know how to do all of that, but I don't know how to be like an entrepreneur, like a business. Like I don't know how to be a t-shirt owner. You know what I'm saying? A clothing designer. So that was the first t-shirt that I made. Then the second one, I said, I kind of want to be taken seriously. So the next design came, I was driving home from an event, and for the first time in my life, I saw a person bent backwards like an accordion, like, high. And these are things that you see on TV and maybe in different communities, but like it never was like not in my area. And when I saw that, the first thing, and mind you, it was wintertime, the first thing that came to my heart was like, I guarantee you when she was 2 or 3 years old, she wasn't thinking, I'm going to be a professional addict when I get older. And it's so deep. So the name of the t-shirt is called Addiction Kills the Family. And the idea is not only about substance abuse, because we always often blame substance abuse for all of the addictions that there are, but there are so many others. You can be addicted to TV, you could be addicted to pornography, you could be addicted to working, you could be just addicted to like so many different things. And that saying itself, it just really means that if you spend more time outside of your family, then it could be an addiction. Doesn't necessarily mean that it is. And so I started walking around with this t-shirt on. I would get funny looks. And you don't think about what you're wearing. You're just wearing it. Right. So I'm like, why are people looking at me funny? And then I look down, I'm like, oh, snap, maybe it resonated with them. Maybe you're the person that has a problem with some sort of addiction. And like, some of those stares were like, what did I do to you? But it wasn't what I did to you. It's what the words, the power of words, and how it connected to you, and how it either activates something for you to do something about it or not. But at the end of the day, I did what I was purposed to do for that moment. And so I have t-shirts like that. Then I have like even simple messages like say like hard work pays off. You will never believe that I was selling this t-shirt at an event. It was an outdoor event. I will never forget it. A woman came to the table. She said, I like it, but I would never buy it. I was like, why? She said, because my husband worked all his life, and every time he tried to get ahead, something bad happened. So, like, I don't believe in it. And it opened up a conversation. So I left an imprint in her life, maybe to think about hard work pays off as something differently. And she also left an imprint in my life that there are people out there that really feel like defeated because they work hard and they seem like they never, ever, ever get anything prosperous. But what I've learned recently is abundance and prosperity has nothing to do with money. It has everything to do with all of the humans that you get to interact with, how how your immediate surroundings are, how the supplemental surroundings are, and where you are just in your own personal life. And to me, that is more valuable than money. Just before, I'm sorry, I know I may be long, but
no, go ahead. This is what
yesterday,
I'm here for. Go ahead.
last night, I did a topic on love and memories.
Okay.
Because I do a talk show myself on YouTube every day, and the topic was love and memories. And that's when I was talking about how abundance has nothing to do with money. And if we could just really understand that, like, we would be fighting more for unity. We would be fighting more to have peace and to love and to understand what love is. And more importantly, respect nature. Like I would have never thought that I would be a tree hugger, but girl, you do something to a tree or nature and I'm all in you. Like, what you doing? Don't you realize they help us live and breathe? Like, what's wrong with you?
That's right. Save the trees. That's right.
Yes. Like it's so like for real, it may sound funny, but people, you guys don't understand. The carbon that we breathe out is the oxygen that we receive.
Mm-hmm.
And this shade that we get are coming from trees that are protecting us.
Mm-hmm.
The rain that comes down sometimes that rains on literal parades is to protect us for something that may be bigger environmentally that we as humans don't need to be involved in. So like that's why I look at nature like, yo, we really have to respect nature a lot more than what we're doing. And, I could go on and on and on about how I feel the lack of respect for nature is. And, you can't be upset about a tsunami if you've never been taking care of the water. If you're always bombing it or putting abominations in it, what do you expect?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Okay, so no, this is really good because there was like four things because I love to go back and go deeper. And what you're saying about how we care for nature, I 1000% agree with you. 1000% because that it's almost like the science class. I don't know why we never paid attention to about that our original ecosystem when it came to from sky to ground, from ground to above. And if we don't take care of it, we will dry up these resources. And these were placed here for us. These minerals in the ground that helps our ailments, that heals us, were placed here for us, these natural resources, but we don't take care of it. We loiter, we throw things out of car windows, we drive all the time instead of taking walks or using a bike anymore. So I 1000% agree, and that we need to be more mindful of how we're using this life, this body that was given to us. What really triggered me was when you talk about how abundance and prosperity is not money equated, and even about how that one t-shirt affected someone's life. And that is tremendous, because with this one t-shirt that triggered someone to now have a conversation, triggered someone to now think things a little differently about how they're moving, you may have just saved the quality of someone's life by using the words that were given to you to place on a shirt. That is just such deep purpose when we, because what we're doing, we tend to think that we're doing stuff that's self-serving, but no, we're actually, everything that we do serves others. And when you put that behind with the intent, that is incredible. Addiction kills. Like, work life to business, that is a huge thing that you said, and I'm glad you even made mention of work being like addiction, because when you do spend so much time away from your family, you're lowering the value of the quality of the life that you have. And so by you using your platform to really bring awareness to it, you walking down that street that one day, how many lives have you touched?
You never know. You never know. And we don't, another thing too, I believe we don't need to know what we do for others. Like we don't need to know. We just need to do what we're supposed to be purposed to do.
That's right.
You know, I just created another t-shirt. It's called Let's Make Jobs Available for Humans Again. Because I'm not sure people are are fully aware of what's really going on. Like,
Cash
you
flow.
know, everything, it's not even about cash, but everything is self-service.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like a lot of people are now just checking out on their own. A lot of jobs that used to be held by a human being are now robotic.
Mm-hmm.
And there's nothing wrong with robots, but if we don't really start raising awareness to that, eventually even doctors won't have a job. Like, because they have robots that do surgery now.
Yep.
And they don't even need a doctor to press the buttons. All they need is one tech who knows how to press a button, can compute, hey, this is the procedure that the person needs, and the robot will do everything. And they won't even need like anesthesiologists anymore because a robot could do all of that. So like, it may sound foreign now, but watching another 20 years or 10 years from now, we keep sleeping on stuff, in which we have, like, we slept on the idea that it's impossible that the world could slow down or stop. And it did. We slowed down on the idea that everybody would have to wear masks. And they were all mandated. We all were mandated. Mm-hmm. So don't cease to believe that your job or my job can be, you know, taken over by something that doesn't have a soul or a heart,
right,
or compassion.
Right. Oh my goodness. Okay. Because in all honesty, what your clothing line is really pushing the barriers, because it's not just about stylish t-shirt. It's not just about what's in. It's really about putting thought out there, really using the word that is given, that does take root, and sparking conversations. And so I think it's a tremendous thing that you're doing. Yes, the robots are upon us. Data notary services out there. Thank you. Shout out to you. And David, I see you. David, hi. Yeah, it is a complete, the world is changing. The world that we once knew is gone, and we don't even, like, we still thinking that we holding on to it. It's already gone. It has left the building. The building. And so now it really is about the time of resetting and being conscious on how we move forward, being conscious of what we buy, how we use products. And so I want to really know, like, be the difference. Like, now that you know, because you have a powerful message within your brand. You have a powerful message within your ministry. So I'm excited to see, moving in the future, where do you see be the difference? How do you want to continue to evoke conversations and change and trigger lives?
Well, one thing that I want to do is more public speaking. I was able, like the coolest thing, I was able to speak at a charter school a couple years ago, and it was like 207 kids. And let me tell you, when I was looking at them and saw how like their eyes lit up just talking to them. And I didn't talk to them like they were kids. I talked to them like they were humans
Mhm.
because they're going to be the ones paying my social security. If we even have any
I'm
benefits,
about to
if we even
say.
have it. So, I want to set them up right. I want them to know if their future is bright and if they want to do something, go ahead. Don't limit yourself to one thing. Another thing too, we have gotten so accustomed to like being in one place for 10, 20, 30, 40 years,
Mhm.
50 years, 60 years. But I believe as humans, we were never meant to be in one particular thing for all of that time. You know what I mean? Like we kind of stump our growth by just staying in something. Now, if that's what you're passionate about, that's different.
Right.
But I say that to say that don't be bad, don't feel bad if you end up switching jobs every 2 or 3 years. You just, it's just time and you're human. We're not supposed to, like, even humans change.
Mhm.
Like our skin sheds after over some time. Like we're not supposed to stay in one thing all the time. So I commend people who have the guts and the fortitude to go ahead and be in a different industry whenever they feel led to. You know what I'm saying? Like that takes a lot of trust and faith.
Mhm.
Whether they realize it or not, it takes a lot of trust and faith to be like, okay, I don't want to work at this particular thing anymore. I want to do something different. You are actually living
Mhm.
more than more than the people who've taught us that the American dream is to just go to work, have a family, a couple of babies, and have dinner or TV dinners and sit in front of a television and Netflix and chill all night. That's not what life is all about. It's cool, but our life is supposed to be connected to nature
Mhm.
90% of the time more than anything. That's what I believe.
Mhm. Now I'm really floored because be the difference. Your tagline is really on brand with where you're moving, where it's not just a clothing line, it's a way of life. And I
Yeah.
love that you are using that in every aspect of your business, where it was a pivot because this wasn't even the original idea, that the path that you saw for yourself. And now you've been placed in a position where you can really affect and change lives and really get the message out there that we need to be more mindful of what we're doing and how we're doing it with our wardrobe, with our fashion. So please let everyone know how they can shop, because I saw a lot of giggles with some of the slogans that you had for your shirts. And
Okay.
no, you want
Man, I appreciate you guys for being here. Don't sleep on this, sister, too, because I'm an author,
to.
okay?
Okay, yes,
Your girl is an author. I'm a
okay.
five-time author. Can you believe it? Like, these are things that I never imagined. I never envisioned myself being an author. I was like, I don't even write.
That's incredible.
Like, what am I gonna write? But I allowed what was going on in my life at that time to challenge me. And I was like, okay, I'll do it. Because the trigger was we need to see more African American women
Hmm.
writing so that the younger girls have something other than
Yes,
music and,
yes,
acting and stuff like that just to
yes.
do.
Hmm.
And I said, well, okay. I've been posting quotes on Instagram every day for about a year. So I changed all of my quotes
Love that.
into a book.
Yeah,
And this is the book right here.
love
This
it.
is one of them.
Okay.
I just released this one June of last year. And
Yes.
then I released this one June of this year.
Okay.
But they're all original quotes, and this is where that whole copyright came in because I knew how to do it, so I did it myself. I'm a self-published author, y'all, and that I'm hoping, and my desire is that you see that you could do whatever because I'm just a simple little person. You know what I mean? You can follow me right here on Instagram at BTD LLC. I'm on TikTok. I go live on YouTube under Be the Difference Clothing every single day. Girl, I want to invite everybody to come by. It's called Hello World. I have a ringtone too. Um, and we talk about everything and anything. And the cool thing about Hello World is I've been going live
Mm-hmm.
every day for about this time around about 200 and some change days.
Okay.
I'm almost at 1,000 episodes, so I want to invite you guys to come through if you're available.
Yes.
You can catch me live anytime
Mm-hmm.
on there. So when I hit my 1,000 episode on YouTube, then I'm gonna change the direction of everything. But prior to the 200 days, I had gone live 500 days in a row.
Whew.
That's 360 whatever days, because we don't know what the calendar really is. But every day that I was am alive, I have gone live, and we talk about everything. So you could catch me there.
Yes.
You can shop BeTheDifferenceLLC.com for like this.
Uh-huh.
You can order the book. 10% of all of the clothing sales goes to Hayden's Heart. They raise awareness for babies with congenital heart disease, and I love babies. And last but not least, I don't have it with me, but I think the coolest thing about what I do now is that I come up with socks. Sometimes I'll collaborate with people,
Okay.
but I come up with socks. There's only 12 that exist in the world. Once they're sold out, they're never made again.
Oh, wow.
So that's the coolest thing about the socks. And I just started a Black is Beautiful line about a year or two ago, I guess. I don't know. I don't pay attention to time anymore because it just keeps on existing.
When do you
I want to be
sleep?
connected with nature 100%, okay? Nature don't be like, oh yeah, today is March 8th or 9th and we're supposed to do. No, I just want to live
Yes.
in the rhythm and in the wave of what life is supposed to be. So yeah, it's been some time, and every time they sell out, it's kind of like now you have an original that no one else, only 11 other people in the world will have.
I
What,
love
isn't that dope?
that
Okay,
exclusivity. You asked
I want one.
exclusive.
Give me one. I want one.
Exclusive. Yes. Oh my goodness. Okay. Thank you so much. Okay. So everybody who is watching right now, make sure you follow at BTDLLC. Find on YouTube daily books, t-shirts, socks.
Onesies. We got babies. We got to inspire them from infancy.
Oh my goodness, this is incredible. And I love the fact that you were smart enough to make sure that your business was legitimized and incorporated and trademarked and copyrighted, which is a whole nother thing. I'm trying to find a trademark lawyer to bring onto the show so we could really get into owning our stuff, because we out here creating stuff and people out there stealing it. We're not going to talk about who, when, where, what, how, but we need to learn how to own stuff. I love the fact that you were mindful of doing that. Thank you so much, Joy. Oh my goodness, thank you for joining me. This was really good. I'm inspired. I'm moved. I'm active. I won't say triggered. I'm activated to do more, to serve more, and to help more. And I'm so happy to have businesses like yours on Shop Bob Live that I can just sit back and talk and say, hey. Hi, I am Janelle Simone, founder and CEO of Shop Bob, and I want to interview you. That's right, you. I want to learn more about your business and how did it come to be. So if you want to join me as a guest on Shop Bob Live, make sure you go to shopbob.com. And of course, if you want to know more about what we're building and want to support us, we are currently accepting donations. So hit us up at shopbob.com and I'll be happy to answer any questions. Thanks.